Welcome to my channel, I'm Gary Wiryawan, and today we're going to talk about Micro Four Thirds camera system in 2021. Let's go! Before we continue with today's video, this is just a quick reminder for you to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. Thank you, and let's continue with the video. In today's video, I'm gonna talk a little bit, I'm gonna share about my perspective about Micro Four Thirds in 2021, as well as my hopes and wishes for the Micro Four Thirds system. To give you a little context, I'm a Micro Four Thirds user since 2014, so it's almost about 6 years since I've been using Micro Four Thirds. My first Micro Four Thirds camera is the Panasonic GX7, and I bought the 14 to 140mm Panasonic lens as well for the GX7 for travel photography, for general out and about photography, as well as for a little bit of video. And I think that is the best choice that I've ever made in terms of photography in my own perspective. After the Panasonic GX7, I continue my journey in Micro Four Thirds by buying an Olympus EPL6, which I already sold by the way. And I really enjoy both of the GX7 and the EPL6. They're really great cameras and they're a really good combination. And after that, I bought the Panasonic GX8 right here that I'm still using, and then I continue my journey with the Panasonic LX100, and then the last Micro Four Thirds camera that I bought is this Panasonic G85 that's currently recording this video right now. And I also bought a bunch of Panasonic and Olympus lenses as well for the Micro Four Thirds system. Before Micro Four Thirds, I was using Canon DSLR, the crop sensor one, such as the Canon 650D. And after using Micro Four Thirds, I can just say that Micro Four Thirds is better compared to that camera. I love the image quality, I love the performance, I love how they are small and lightweight, easy to carry, but they're very powerful and they can produce great image quality and they can perform really well. When compared to a smartphone camera, I think Micro Four Thirds produce a much better image quality as well as video. So it's a huge step up when compared to a smartphone. Single autofocus, especially for still picture, is very fast and almost instantaneous, especially on newer Panasonic cameras. By the way, I'm not a professional photographer or a professional filmmaker. I'm simply just an enthusiast, somebody who really enjoys taking picture and making short movies or videos like this. And I'm not really making money out of photography and video. I'm just somebody who's really passionate about it. And that is the keyword right here, enthusiast. Enthusiast, in my own understanding, is somebody who's an amateur. He or she doesn't really make a living out of this thing that he's passionate about, but he simply really cares about it. He really cares about the process and the result of what he's passionate about. However, an enthusiast is not being just serious about the craft that they're really passionate about. They're also having fun, enjoying the process, savoring the moment. And from my own observation, I think that is why Micro Four Thirds is popular among enthusiasts, although I know some professionals use Micro Four Thirds as well. This is because Micro Four Thirds camera system has a few things that makes them both fun and serious at the same time. Micro Four Thirds is serious because it's a significant step up of image quality and video quality when compared to a smartphone. But it is also fun because it is smaller, it is lighter, it is easier to use, it is much more enjoyable to use than using a regular DSLR or full frame mirrorless or something like that. Sure, it might not be as fun as using a smartphone because you still have to do a little bit of tweaking to get the best result. And also, speaking of result, it might not produce the greatest image quality because for that you might want to go to the full frame mirrorless route. It's not gonna produce a quality that's the same as the ones that's produced by the full frame mirrorless cameras. For us enthusiasts, serious and fun are important aspects that we want to have in our tools. And because we care about the process of doing photography and video, Micro Four Thirds really appeal more than a point and shoot camera that's aimed toward enthusiasts like the Sony RX LX100 or even this Panasonic LX100, which is also technically a Micro Four Thirds camera. That is because we can change lenses with Micro Four Thirds camera, and we cannot do that using a point and shoot camera. So the ability to be able to change lenses is really important, because that way you feel more connected with the tool that you are using to produce your image or your video. Being more connected brings a level of seriousness to this Micro Four Thirds system, while being small, lightweight and easy to carry around and enjoyable to use really brings the fun in Micro Four Thirds. This delicate balance between serious and fun is really attractive for us enthusiasts. That's why most enthusiasts really enjoy using Micro Four Thirds system. However, these last few years, I noticed something change about the Micro Four Thirds system. These last few years, I think Micro Four Thirds start to focus more towards professional tool, professional camera, professional lenses, and with that, Micro Four Thirds now starts to feel too serious. What used to be a fun, enjoyable tool for us enthusiasts are now becoming too professional for our liking. In a way, it is good, because now we enthusiasts have access to professional tools just by buying new cameras such as the GH5 or the EM1X or something like that, and we can have access to those features that usually professionals use. But I think the manufacturers emphasize too much towards this professional side of things, where the enthusiast models are not really being emphasized too much. And people like me who really enjoy using enthusiast models such as the Panasonic GX8 or the G85 that's recording this video right now started to feel a little bit almost like left out, you know. Cameras like this, like the GX8 and the G85, are serious enough for my taste. I am able to produce something great with these cameras, great image quality as well as video result, but they're not too serious, they're enjoyable to use, and I'm having fun every time I'm using these cameras. These cameras are also not as expensive as the professional models such as the Panasonic GH5 or the Panasonic G9 or the EM1 Olympus or the EM1X or something like that. This is below $1,000. Actually, it's below $800 or even $600, and they provide great value for us enthusiasts. It really hits the sweet spot in terms of pricing. Now hold on a minute, I'm not saying there's no new enthusiast cameras. There are actually a couple of new enthusiast cameras, or maybe more that I'm not aware of, but the example is the new Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV, as well as the infamous Panasonic G100. But these cameras are either just incremental upgrades, meaning that it doesn't have significant amount of improvement compared to the previous version, or maybe they're just dumbed down too much like the Panasonic G100, which is just terrible in my opinion. Apart from that, the competition now is getting more fierce because there's new wave of the full frame mirrorless cameras that are now getting more fiercer, more competitive, more serious, and also more affordable. What used to be professional grade cameras and lenses are now becoming more and more accessible to us enthusiasts. Take the new Sony A7C for example. It is a rangefinder style camera like my Panasonic GX8. It is priced not too far from a Micro Four Thirds camera, but it is already a full frame camera. Sure, it is a few $100s more when compared to a Micro Four Thirds camera. The lenses are not as complete as Micro Four Thirds, and it is also not light as a Micro Four Thirds system. But at this point, Micro Four Thirds starts to look expensive. Also, full-frame mirrorless camera starts to offer better performance too, especially when it comes to video continuous autofocus. While the single autofocus for still image in Micro Four Thirds is pretty instantaneous, when it comes to continuous video autofocus, Micro Four Thirds really suffer a lot. Let me revise that a little bit. It's not actually that bad. The continuous autofocus during video, especially in this camera like the Panasonic G85, isn't that bad. It's okay. I can get used to it, it's no problem for me, I can compromise. But the problem is, the competition starts to catch up and do better job than this. I mean, as an enthusiast, I don't demand the very best in the market. Good enough is just okay for me. I don't really want anything that's super high spec. But something happened in 2020, the whole pandemic thing, which makes us a lot of enthusiasts start to become content creator just to make a little bit of extra income, just a little bit more money by becoming content creator. And that means making YouTube videos like this. I don't make YouTube videos as my main source of income. I have jobs, I have businesses, I have startups that I'm involved with, and YouTube is purely just for passion for me, although I make a little bit of money from the AdSense or something like that. But the point is, a lot of enthusiasts like me starts to go to YouTube to make videos like this just to get an extra income, and that's when micro four thirds starts to show some friction during the process of making this video, not because it is bad, but because the autofocus, especially during video with the continuous autofocus, starts to look subpar when compared to the competition. I won't go into more details, but these are just some of the things that I was able to mention to show you that micro four thirds now starts to lose some traction when it comes to attracting to us enthusiasts, the original target market of micro four thirds system. With that said, as an enthusiast, as a micro four thirds lover, as well as a content creator, I want to share my wishes for micro four thirds in 2021. First, as a content creator, I would like to see an enthusiast grade camera like the Panasonic G85, but with better continuous video autofocus. This Panasonic G85 that's recording this video right now is really great. It has all the features that I want and need. As a content creator, I would like to have a camera that's very responsive, produce good enough quality, but also not get in the way of making video and help to make it smoother, make the process of making video easier for me. And this Panasonic G85 has it all, almost all. It has swivel screen, it has in-body image stabilizer, it has weather sealing, it has great manual control, it has hot shoe, it has mic input, and the preamp on the audio is actually good enough for my needs so that I can plug in bad microphone and it will still sound good. What it lacks is just a good continuous video autofocus. That's it. That's it! If Panasonic makes something like this Panasonic G85 but with a great continuous video autofocus and keep the price the same and keep the size of the body the same, keep it lightweight, keep it easy to carry around, then I think we have a great camera, I think that's the solution right there for content creator. Next, as an enthusiast who likes to travel around, who likes to take photograph when I'm going out and about and photograph casual things and just have a camera always ready in my hand, I want a small but capable enthusiast grade camera. This camera must be small and lightweight so it's easy to carry around and fun and enjoyable to use, but not sacrificing the control and the quality and the features as an enthusiast. A good example of this camera is the long discontinued Panasonic GM5, which looks almost something like this, The camera has the EVF, easy manual control, and it's almost like a Panasonic GX7 from the 2014, but in many ways it is smaller and lighter and easier to carry around, and it makes a really great camera for going out and about doing a casual photography and video, especially for us enthusiasts. What I really want is an updated version of a Panasonic GM5 but with in-body image stabilizer, flippy screen, and microphone input, as well as great continuous video autofocus. That's it. That's it. Sure, there's Panasonic GF10 or GF9, which is small as the GM5 or even as small as the GM1. It has flip screen, but it doesn't have manual control that's as easy to use as a GM5 or like this one, very easy control. And it's also aimed toward a beginner, not for us enthusiasts. We'd like to use a little bit of manual control. We'd like to shoot in aperture or shutter priority or even in full manual control. So the ability to control aperture and shutter speed and ISO is pretty important for us. Also, the GF10 and the GF9 doesn't have mic input and hot shoe, so it's pretty dumbed down too much. It doesn't appeal to us enthusiasts. And yes, there's even also the new Panasonic G100, but it's dumbed down way too much for an enthusiast camera. It has all the features that we don't want and none of the features that we really need. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of a failure. I'm sorry. Now, as a Micro Four Thirds fan, I want an updated version of the Panasonic GX8 like this one, or the Olympus counterpart, the Olympus Pen F. Both the Panasonic GX8 and the Olympus Pen F really appeal to us enthusiasts because they both have all the features that we want and need as enthusiasts. They have great manual control, they have hot shoe, they have flippy screen, they have a little bit of weather sealing. I don't remember about the Pen F, but the GX8 has weather sealing and all the great controls and dials, the ability to change all the settings. That's very easy and fun and enjoyable to use and can be used for a more serious kind of shots, you know, the kind of shots that we enthusiasts like to be involved in. So yeah, I want to see that camera being updated, you know. All that it needs is just a mic input as well as a great continuous autofocus for video. I mean, with the Panasonic GX8, it already has a mic input right here, but it's 2.5mm and the built-in audio preamp on this camera is actually pretty bad. So if you plug in, for example, a Rode Video Micro, it's gonna have some weird noises at the beginning of every clip of video that you record. So I want an updated version of that, you know, something that would appeal to enthusiasts that would later on be useful for recording video as a content creator. Same thing with another great camera, the Olympus EM10 Mark III and Mark IV, the newer version. They're both great camera as well, as great as the GX8 I think, or the Pen F. And I really think that an updated version of those camera really will be very beneficial for the Micro Four Thirds system, especially for us enthusiasts. Really, the case is down to just great continuous autofocus during video, and if Micro Four Thirds camera can come up with that, then I think it will be really great, you know, for us enthusiasts who are also sometimes content creator. Also, keep the price as affordable as possible for us content creators and enthusiasts, because once the price starts to go up, then the competition will look even brighter, because now the gap of price between Micro Four Thirds mirrorless and full frame mirrorless starts to narrow. So if it's priced too high, you know, the Micro Four Thirds newer camera, if it's priced too high, then the gap will be even narrower and the full frame mirrorless will start to look more appealing to us enthusiasts. I'm really hoping for Panasonic and the JIP owned Olympus, or the OM, or whatever the name is right now, will listen to what I said in this video, because I think this is a great opportunity to pivot the Micro Four Thirds direction back to the enthusiast market again, the original target market of Micro Four Thirds system, who really enjoys shooting for casual fun kind of thing, but also takes the image quality and the video results seriously. I'm not paid by anybody to make this video. All that I said right now is just from my heart, from my own opinion, from an enthusiast, from a Micro Four Thirds fan, not from somebody who's sponsored by anything. I'm really enjoying using Micro Four Thirds system, my Panasonic GX8, my Panasonic G85, my LX100. I've been with Micro Four Thirds since 2014, so it's been about 6 to 7 years right now, and I don't really want to see them suffer in the future. I don't want to see them lose in the competition and disappears. I don't really want to see that. I'm not loyal to any camera manufacturer. I'm not loyal to any brand. I'm not loyal to any camera lens mount whatsoever. I just use whatever I want to use and whatever I love to use. But I want to see Micro Four Thirds thrive in the future because it's sentimental to me. Micro Four Thirds is the one that actually started to embrace the spirit of enthusiasm in me. Alright, so that is all for today's video. I hope that this video has been useful for you. Please comment down below, what are your wishes for Micro Four Thirds in 2021 and in the future. Also, please don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. Thank you and goodbye.